All righty. Good evening, folks. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Can I get a 5x5 if you guys can hear me in the chat tonight? Good evening. How's everybody doing? Welcome. 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 I'm Vision Preparedness. Good evening, Aqua. How are you? Good to see you. Glad you decided to jump over here for a minute and listen to me babble on for an hour. My mother Sparks, please keep me to an hour. It is 9:36. At 10:36, we're calling it an evening. So, my topic tonight: fill your holes now. So, basically, what I'm talking about as a prepper, we all know what we have, what we need, and we have to concentrate now on what we need. While we're here, Dyson, welcome. Thank you for showing up, for coming over. My mother Sparks, and of course, Aqua Adventurer, appreciate you. It's the term fill your holes. Basically, look at it like this. We have everybody that preps has a list of stuff that they have. And they have pretty much they have a list, or they know what they need to work on, what they need to fill, and what they need to get more of. So that's what I mean for our friends across the pond. Welcome, Be Ready. When we talk about filling our holes, meaning where we're slacking, where we're lacking, or where we have nothing at all. Good analogy or a good example of that. Good evening, Virginia Bush Crafter. How are you, sir? Glad you could drop in. Prime example, in the prepper community, we talk about water, food, shelter. Those are the top three things that we prep: food, water, and shelter. And then we throw in everything else. So in theory, let's just take water. Water, typically on an average day, one person would consume or use 3 gallons of water. So if you have a household of 4, so now that's 3 gallons per person. So that's 12 gallons a day. And I'm not going to do the math, but if you do 12 gallons a day times 7, and then take that number and multiply it by 52, that's how much water you need for a year per person on an average. So let's say I know that I have 15 cases of water and I'm lacking to meet that number for 1 year's worth of water for my family. So those are the things I need to fill. So I have to, one way or another, keep adding water to my preps. And that's how, as a prepper, that's what we do. We do the math, we calculate it, and go forth. Now, for me, I have quite a few people that I'm prepping for, mainly family, because they're not going to prep. And I know if we have an SHTF, major event, major disaster, power outage, whatever. Correct. That's right, Aqua Adventure. 29,930 gallons of water a year for a family of 4, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it is. So there's the math. The numbers don't lie. So you try to meet that. If you can, great. If not, you do the best you can. We all are on a budget. We have a tight budget and we do what we can do. So with that, that's how we prep: water, food. And I'm actually going to be doing a later video discussing a 7 meal plan prep. That's pretty cool. Welcome back, MMS. So, filling our holes. What are the things we know that we need to work on? We have quite a few. I know one of the things that I want to work on is solar. I want to do 2 things with solar. I want to get some more backup generators, solar powered backup generators with panels. And I actually want to do solar for my whole house so that I can get off of the electrical grid and become self-sustainable. That's my goal. Welcome, Dyson. Right. Correct. That's good, Dyson. Actually said we stockpile water from a spring. That's perfect. So that's a source. If you have a water source, a spring, a well, a creek, a river, stockpile it from a spring. Now, with that, do you have a way to filter that water and process it and make it clean, drinkable water? Oh my. I'm almost ready to move to Ireland. Aqua Adventurer said in Northern Ireland, we don't pay water rates. Water's free. See, in the United States, there's a money grab by big corporations to buy up all of the water rights and charge for water. Unless you have a well or a spring or a water source on your property, everybody pays for water in one way or another. So those are some of the sources. So let's another good example is food. You know, we're stockpiled. We can goods. We can food. We grow our own food in gardens, and then we preserve it. So stockpile foods. Now, for those of us in the States, and I touched on this a week or 2 ago, one of the best places I've found and the least expensive for buying canned goods is Dollar Tree. And so I try to go to Dollar Tree regularly to get canned goods. And when I walk out of Dollar Tree, I walk out of there with cases. So I actually went today, and I'm going to share some of the things. There were some things that I get that, get what you eat. There's no sense in stocking foods that you do not eat. Stock what you eat. So I went today, and in the Dollar Tree, everything in the store is $1.25. Everything. Doesn't matter what it is, everything is $1.25. I picked up a case of Swanson's chicken and dumplings, $1.25. I also picked up a case of Swanson's chicken a la king. Haven't tasted this yet. I'm going to probably try one of these to see how it tastes. And from that, $1.25. Now, this next item is probably my favorite soup to eat, but I will not buy it from the grocery store because it's over $2 a can. And that is Progresso soup. In the grocery store, this can of Progresso is almost $3 a can. Dollar Tree is $1.25. This happens to be the Progresso Light chicken vegetable rotini. And I got another case of the Progresso tomato soup with chili peppers. I bought 2 cases, $1.25 a case. So, I can't say that stocking up on canned goods, there's a limit. because there isn't. Get everything you can, no matter what your budget is. Even if you go to the store, when you go to the grocery store, buy an extra of whatever it is. That's filling the hole. That's filling the gap. Every time you use one, because we have a working pantry, and then we have our prepper pantry. So if I take something, if I go to get something out of the pantry and it's not there, I go down to my preps and take it from there. So when I go to the grocery store, I'll buy 3. One for the pantry, one to replace what I took out of my preps, and another one to add to my preps. So the one thing that I did notice today when I was at Dollar Tree, I also got a case of sliced carrots. What would be, so Aqua says here, what would be the biggest concern over there? Bushfires, tornadoes, drought, hurricane? Well, that's a good question. And here's my answer to that, Aqua. All the above, based on the region of the United States. And here's what my mother Sparks said. To understand Aqua Adventure, what he's saying is go to the Dollar Tree. 1 can of soup here is $3 in a normal grocery store. So, Aqua, depending on what part of the United States, you may have to deal with bushfires, like out west in California, Washington State, Oregon. They have bushfires out there. The Midwest, Oklahoma, Texas, that region of the United States is what's called Tornado Alley. Hurricanes are on the south and east coast. Carolinas, Florida's, lower regions of Texas, and regions like that. So depending on where the state is, where you are in the country, those are the types of natural disasters you would have to deal with. And my mother Sparks just explained about the Dollar Tree is a store here. I think it's a national chain. And they're cheaper than the regular grocery store. The biggest thing is, my mother Sparks, she said, the government. Yeah, that's our biggest threat. And other people. Lowrider says, I have a whole pantry full of canned goods and a bunch of MREs. Absolutely. And we keep adding to it. So back to my story about the carrots. What I noticed about these carrots are they have 256 milligrams of potassium. I did not know carrots had that much potassium in them. So if you're dehydrating bananas, because they always say bananas are high in potassium, carrots are too. So that's pretty good. But yes, I agree with you, Lowrider. So the holes, we all know, do we have enough food stored up? Nobody ever feels like they have enough. But you know what you have, you know what you eat, you know what you like. And depending on the size of your family, you know what it takes to prepare one meal. So you may use 2 cans of green beans, a pound of rice, half a pound, whatever it is, and so forth and so on. So if you multiply that out for 7 days, times 4 weeks, times 12 months, 52 weeks, you've got a number to work with. That's why we prep with Mylar bags, 5-gallon buckets, vacuum seal, freeze, pressure can, everything. Yes, Aqua, I completely understand. Yeah, here in the United States, we do a lot. Welcome, Matt. How are you, sir? Glad you can make it. Glad you could make it. Pull up a chair, pull up an armrest in your case, probably, and sit down. We're just talking about filling our holes in our preps. Other things that we may have to fill or find alternate sources is, we touched about this on my Mother Sparks page, electric. Um, how are you going to heat your house? How are you going to cool your house? How are you going to light your house? So generators, of course, whether they're dual fuel or gas or propane or solar, you have to now include resources to keep those running. And if those don't work, then what's your next plan of operation to continue down that line? We have backups to the backups to the backups, which is good. Um, I know I want to work on my solar. I want to literally power my whole house and get off the electrical grid, so I do not have to worry about if we have a grid down situation. Um, so that's one thing. Another thing I want to work on is my OPSEC, which is my security for my property. And we all know, there's different things you can do to secure your property: floodlights, cameras, alarms. Those are some of the things to look at, to put in, or add to if you need to do that. Clothing. Do you have adequate clothing for the winter? Shoes, boots, shoestrings, shoelaces, socks, undergarments. Um, for the ladies, feminine hygiene products. If you have daughters that are of that age, and your wife or whatever, do you have enough feminine hygiene products to last you a year if the stores are closed and you can't get there? Or we have another crazy lockdown. So my Mother Sparks, a bag of cereal there, cold cereal, is $12 for a bag. It was $3 last year. That's inflation. I was listening to, I can't recall who it was. They said the actual number for inflation is 17.5% inflation in the United States, which is crazy. Another thing to think about. Yeah, that's insane, Aqua. Yeah, dollar 50 there. Exactly. That's what it was here in the States last year or the year before. Over the counter meds, over the counter medication, allergy medication, cold medicine, headaches, Tylenol, things like that. Do you have the medication you need? If you have prescription drugs that you take, I suggest either start getting them in 90-day prescriptions or 180-day prescriptions if you can. Do it. Antibiotics. Um, do you have enough antibiotics if somebody gets sick or an infection and we can't go out? Again, Jace Medical. They will. I can't promote them enough, and we are an affiliate with Jace. On our homepage, down in the lower right of our banner, you can click on that and takes you to Jace Medical. It literally takes you 15 minutes with a consultation with a doctor that will prescribe antibiotics for you. And so you have to do that per person in your household. Each one of them has to go through the process. And I think you get 6 bottles of antibiotics for $250. That's not bad at all. But I'm not here to do commercials. I'm just here to spread information and have us think of things that we may be lacking in, may need to get. So, antibiotics, get them if you can. Over-the-counter drugs, get them. Clothing, get them. I really, storing fuel is an area that, other than keeping a full tank of gas in my vehicles and having all my gas cans full that I use for various equipment around here, that's about as good as it's going to get. And propane tanks, I have them full. I have extra propane tanks, all of that. Um, and my mother sparks aqua. People are not being able to buy basic things to live or pay for here. Desperate people do crazy things to survive, and that is what worries me. Right. Um, I heard somebody once told me that good men will do bad things, and bad men will do evil things. So you don't know what a person would do when they're hungry and their family's hungry and they have to feed them and they have no money and they have no food. I've talked about that with my group of friends, and it's sad, and I truly hope that it never comes to that in this country. Okay, let's get into the chat here and talk about some things here. Aqua Adventures says, I feel for those who have big families. Yeah, 6 kids must be hard. Yeah. So just here's a good one for you, Aqua. My grandmother was one of 15 kids, 2 sets of twins. There were 13 girls and 2 boys in her family. And it was crazy. Good evening, Klingon. Welcome. Yeah, people with big families now, I don't know how they do it. But of course, they'll do whatever it takes. You know, you have the mother working, the father working. Hopefully both parents are working. And but yeah, big families are harder and harder. And that's when we talk about grow your own food, folks. I don't care if you live in an apartment and you have a balcony. I have a friend that I was talking to the other night, and she's growing vegetables on the on her balcony because that's what she does. So utilize the space you have. Never think you don't have enough space to start a garden. Use grow bags. Put things in swimming pools. Set out pots on the porch. Do whatever you can in order to begin to grow some of your own food. You know, we talk about canning food and freeze drying food and vacuum sealing food. That's what we have to do. And my grandparents did all of that. They all would come together in the summer and plant a massive garden. And in the fall, they would harvest the garden and disperse it amongst the family. And everybody had enough vegetables and everything for the entire winter. Yeah, and my mother Spark says also dehydrate. So yes, dehydrate foods as well. But grow your own foods, folks. I did a video not too long ago. I will never buy vegetables in the grocery store again because I patronize and support the farmers in my area. I go to the farmers markets only to buy fruits and vegetables because it is so much cheaper to go to the farmers markets. And so those are some of the holes that we can fill and think of. So let's hear from some of you guys in the chat. What are some of the things you have to work on or add to or even get? One thing I wish I could do. Aqua says keep livestock. Exactly. Rabbits, meat rabbits, chickens. Exactly, Aqua. Right. Here's the thing. I was going to get chickens, hen laying chickens to have eggs this summer. I could not find a chicken coop because I didn't want to build one. I just didn't have the time to build a chicken coop, and I couldn't find one anywhere to buy. So I got to figure that out. But you can best believe I'm gonna have some chickens here as soon as I figure out the chicken coop situation. But yes, raise your own if you can. Rabbits, chickens, goats. I have a family member in southern part of Ohio here. I just found out he raises Angus cattle. So, and I called him and I told him, I said, I need a half a cow, dude. I'll come and get it. So I'm just waiting for him to process some more so I can go down there and get some. Uh, right, my mother Sparks. In some areas, in the suburbs and in the cities, some places don't let you have chickens or livestock whatsoever. Um, I was thinking some other things, other holes to fill. Do it now because prices are not going to be any cheaper than what they are now. They're just going to get more expensive. So don't think, well, I can't buy that now because it costs $10. Wait a week or two and it's going to be $13 or $15. Get it now if you can. Stay within your budget, of course, but get what you can. So, those are the things. One thing I was thinking of that I want to get, I need to get a sewing kit. I'm not trying to become a seamstress, but I need to get a sewing kit just in case. I tear pants or jeans or whatever, and I can sew them up. I don't care what they look like. I just want to be able to sew up the hole. But, things like that. Soap, hygiene products are a must, people. What was that? One of the plagues, most of the Civil War. The Civil War, most of the men that fought in the Civil War did not die by getting shot. They died of dysentery and disease and hygiene problems because they didn't have the proper things to keep themselves clean. And, so stick with the hygiene. Buy them, keep buying them. Buy them on sale. I don't care if you have to buy everything you need on sale. Do it. Virginia Bushcrafter, keep buying pasta, beans, rice, dry goods. That's right. Canned food, water, tea, Gatorade, dry drink powder, vitamins, medication. Right. Keep buying as much as you can, folks, because you can never have enough. What if somebody that you knew, family member or close friend or somebody in your mutual assistant group comes to you and says, I need a pound of rice and I need 4 pounds of beans. Can you help me? Are you going to be able to help them? Or are you going to turn them away and tell them to kick rocks because you only have enough for your family? That's a decision that you're going to have to make, and we all may have to make that decision. But I made the decision a long time ago when I started prepping that I was going to prep for my entire family, whether they prepped or not, because that's my family and the ones I love and the ones I care about. Yes, right. Exactly, Lowrider. I need to get a new sewing kit too. I was thinking about that today, and I was actually looking for one in the Dollar Tree store that I was in today, and they don't have any. They didn't have any. So I got to find a new sewing kit because that's something that I need to have. As my mother Sparks says, please shower and clean yourselves somehow during SHTF. Please, for the love of God. Absolutely, men and women. Yeah, I'm a big movie guy, so the prime example, the Book of Eli. What was he washing himself with? He was washing himself with the hand wipes from KFC, alcohol prep pads, wet wipes. Those will work. I actually have some of the big towels and some of the shrink wrap tablets you drop in water and they expand into towels. I have different sizes, towels, washcloths, things like that. Hygiene is so important, folks. It'll save you in the long run and keeping you and your family from getting sick and possibly worse. So what are the other things that some of you guys or ladies may be working on? And I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but it's just not happening. My mother Sparks is talking to Aqua. Many of our stores have been out of stock for many months, and things are not coming in. Baby formula is very hard to find in the States right now. Yes. And the thing is, some of the baby formula that has been imported into the country is actually better than the baby formula that they manufacture right here in the United States. And it's a shame. And yeah, mothers are struggling. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Aqua. I wish we never had to talk about this. Aqua said, seems crazy talking about this. It's our reality in this country, and I blame it on the powers that be, meaning our government. And this is just my personal opinion. I believe they're doing it on purpose. So, you know, it's crazy. Yeah, don't forget about your pets. If you have pets, you got to have pet food, puppy pads, toys, shelters, and all that for your pets as well. Exactly, Klingon princess. Absolutely. I'm hearing coyotes rustling in the woods back there. Marco, I'm gonna need you to watch my six wherever you're at. Low rider. I have a whole bunch of baby wipes. Yep, being a truck driver, sometimes we stop in the middle of nowhere. So that's how you wash it. Exactly. You're absolutely right, lowrider. And it works, and that's good. Absolutely. When CV-19 hit, you know, those went off the shelves quickly. That and toilet paper. So once all that stuff started coming back, guess what I started buying and stocking up on? Right, baby wipes and all of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how you stay clean off grid and when you're camping. That's an excellent suggestion, lowrider. And okay, so lowrider, since you're a truck driver, so you see what's going on across the country. The price of diesel fuel is through the roof, to the point where you got truck drivers that have stopped driving because it is not profitable. They can't make a living doing it if they have to pay for their own fuel. It's crazy. And Lowrider says he believes the government is doing it on purpose too. You're right. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. So, you know, those are the things we have to think about. The simple things. How about light bulbs? Do we have extra light bulbs in case, you know, lights go out? I could care less because we got flashlights as backup. We got lanterns as backup. We got headlamps. We got everything else. So, but think about that. You know, what I did, I went to Lowe's. Was it Lowe's? Yeah, I went to Lowe's. Instead of buying the regular light bulbs in a 3-pack or 6-pack, I was buying contractor light bulbs in the cases, and they're less expensive when you buy them by the case. It's crazy. Marco said currently he's fixing his mother's toilet. He hates these things, but get right. Get extra flappers for your toilets. Right. Exactly. Right. Spend the $10 and buy the flappers and the tubes and the gaskets and the toilet gaskets that the bowls, the reservoir tanks sit on top of, because those do dry out. Wax rings that the toilet sits on that goes onto the floor. Yeah, things like that. It's crazy that we have to think of these things because the way the powers that be have put us in this situation because they're greedy. So, you know, those are some of the holes we have to think of. I can't stress enough on medical. You know, some of my people close to me have actually said that I'm almost obsessed with buying medical supplies, which is almost true, but because also, you know, Vision Preparedness, I started another division, which is Vision Medical. And I was screaming at my web designer today about timeline to have our website done. My mother's smart. She says I am. Yeah, you only are. You only say I am because you want tweezers with a flashlight in them, which I delivered for you. Thank you very much. But yes, medical folks, you can never have enough medical supplies because we never know what's going to happen. Gauze, bandages, triple antibiotic ointment. I could go on and on and on. The most important thing is the cat tourniquets. And again, I can't stress it. If you guys are able to get into a Stop the Bleed course, please take it. It's free. It is absolutely free. A nuclear, yeah, okay. So Aqua, first of all, thank you for staying up because I know it's like 3:30 in the morning over across the pond where you're at. But yeah, this is what we talk about here. This is the state that this country is in. No matter what you may be hearing in your local news about us, this is where we're at. And okay, lowrider, it's just that way. And I just feel that it's a sad state. I never thought in my lifetime I would see this country in the turmoil that it's in. So, as my mother Sparks says, she says, believe it or not, we've had recent threats of nuclear war as well. Absolutely. And that's an area that I really don't even know how to prep for, other than going to the basement. And I pray to God that we're not even close to a blast zone or anything. So, nuclear, whether it's a what is it, a low payload nuclear explosion. I don't know how to prep for nuclear. But I truly believe, and this is my opinion and my gut, that we are going to experience an EMP attack in this country. Don't know from who or where or when, but I feel we're going to get hit by an EMP at some point in time. Yeah. So EMP I can prep for. We got Faraday cages, Faraday bags, backups to the backups. So it's a good thing. Welcome, Marco. It's good to see you. I think I saw your name scroll through the chat there, and I appreciate you standing on the wall watching my six. I see you back there. Yeah, my mother Sparks. We're not going. That's not going to happen. Okay, we're not going to have to worry about the flash. But some other things, to think of, some holes that we may have. Cooking. How what are your alternate sources of cooking? We all know we can get thrown back into Neanderthal days and cook over fire, but do you have the cast iron pots and pans to cook over that fire? And do you have a fire source? Propane grills, gas grills. Can you cook gray man style? And Aqua, what gray man style means is, can you cook without attracting people, whether they're your neighbors or people just driving by, and smelling the food and the aroma of food cooking coming from our house, and somebody's hungry? So, yeah, do you know how to use the fire source? Absolutely. I was watching one of my good guys today fighting with a ferro rod trying to get a fire started. I love him to death, but the struggle was real. But can you cook gray man style so there is no aroma or food or anything like that, that is going out into the outside to attract hungry people. Say, hey, I smell that. They got food. Let's go knock on their door and get some. Or better yet, let's just take it. Now we got a whole nother situation we got to deal with. What time is it? It's 10:15. Okay. But, those are the things we have to think about over here in the States, because it's the times that we're in. And I pray that I'm prepping for nothing. That's my goal. I'm praying that I prep for nothing. Right. Okay. Virginia bushcrafter. Exactly. Must learn firecrafting. That's I'm with you. I do know that if you have the means to still be able to cook indoors, whether you're cooking over a propane camp stove or whatever indoors, there are things you can do to mask the aroma of the food cooking. Like you could boil lemons, because the scent of lemons won't travel far, but it'll mask the smell coming off of the pots. But I'm with you. The one big thing that I like, and you'll know this, Virginia bushcrafter, I love a Dakota firebox. Building one of those in the ground, that is probably the coolest thing I've ever done. A smokeless firebox, so I could cook outside without the smell of smoke and all of that. Klingon Princess says she has a bunch of spare reading glasses. Can't sew or read without them. Exactly. If you wear glasses or contact lenses, do you have extras? Things like that. The best thing I ever did was have LASIKs. I had it done 18 years ago, and I still have 20/20 vision. That was the best present I bought for myself forever. Are you? Okay, Virginia bushcrafter, he's doing a Dakota fire stove. Are you going to record that? Because that is probably the coolest campfire smokeless stove that was ever made. So let me know if you do. Right. Aqua says, look at him. We're going to make Aqua a prepper yet across the pond. He says a damp cloth over the pan. Absolutely. Water it down, put it over the pan. It absorbs the aroma and any steam or anything like that. That's a great idea. Thank you, Aqua. I never even thought of that. There it is, folks. We have a honorary prepper from Northern Ireland, Aqua Adventurer, who just gave a great tip to mask aromas while cooking indoors or even outdoors. Put a damp cloth over the pan. That's awesome. Okay, thank you, Virginia bushcrafter. I'll be sure to catch that one for sure. Yeah. Yep. I feel you, Aqua. It's sad that we in the prepper community have to talk about this in a public forum to get it out to people and to each other, so we all can learn and can teach and have ideas of how to survive during an SHTF. And I don't know if do I have any of my mods in the house? You out there, Marco? Can anybody give a nice definition of SHTF in the chat so Aqua Adventure understands what that is? Bring lobster. Yeah. Ex-UK Marine. Okay, there you go. And if I'm not mistaken, Aqua, and correct me if I'm wrong, you were a diver in the Marines, right? So you know how to survive. Okay, right. You can come over here and help out anytime. Uh, anytime. I'll give you the coordinates, the Latin along, and show up with your family, and we'll hold it down. Okay, you told him earlier my mother sparks. Good. Low rider. The only thing I really need is more ammo. Hey, yep, 30 out 30. Need to buy exactly low rider. And here's the thing: I had a guy that's just now getting to prep, and he bought his first weapon. He asked me how much ammo do I need. I told him, I said, you need all of it. There is no limit. You need all the ammo you can get. But I did tell him, for him, I said, minimum you need 1,000 rounds per caliber of weapon. And then I said, technically, I would do 2,000 rounds. Knee elbow deep in the toilet, needing 2 more hands. Yeah, that's good, Marco. That's good. Thank you. That's Marco's definition of SHTF. In other words, Aqua, SHTF is when the poop hits the fan. Emergency alert, flash floods till midnight. Oh, Lord. All right, my mother Sparks, you guys keep an eye out. But yeah, Marco, that was good. Good. It is 10:22, and okay, I'm not gonna make the hour mark because I'll stay as long as you guys want to stay. And yeah, you know me, I could talk this all night long. Some other things: ammo, weapons, training. Train. If you have weapons, you gotta train. And the price of ammo is going up again. They're trying to take our Second Amendment rights away, and now they're trying to go after the gun dealers. I got 10 minutes. I was late. Okay, thank you, my mother Sparks. Thank you. So yeah, train. You got to train. One thing I'm personally going to start doing, and I'll mention this. That I got this from the Angry Prepper, from his Angry Fitness channel. He was talking about rucking. And so I ruck. Well, now I can do it even more. I'm going to start rucking every morning, carrying I think I have a 50-liter pack that's about 35 pounds. So behind me in the dark here is the rest of my woods, and I just heard a coyote. I ruck through there in the morning and back. Good Lord. Naj, welcome. So I'm going to start rucking and getting in shape and working out more. I'm not trying to be, Iron Man, but I'm going to get more physically fit. So I'm just checking my back because, I'm that kind of guy. How are you, Naj? Welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, I'm going to start doing fitness workouts and just, get more in shape and get myself together so that I'm fit here in Coyotes. So I got 10 minutes. Any questions? Any comments? Learn about wild food. Okay, here's a good one here. Good comment from Aqua. Learn about wild foods, what you can and cannot eat. Yeah, what can you forage for? Yes. See, that coyote's getting closer and closer. If I wasn't streaming, I would do something, but I won't. just keep prepping, folks. I love it out here. The wild animals, they come in close at night, but that's okay. Yeah, forage, wild foods, mushrooms, herbs, vegetables. Um, yeah, so Virginia bushcrafter, yeah, it's a different thing with 45 to 50 pounds on your back in the bush. That's absolutely right. So, I got to get buff and be able to be fit to carry that stuff because your life could depend on it. And that's what it takes. That's exactly what it takes. Um, Naj. Naj says, I hear you on the ammo. Pretty soon I will have to do animal sacrifices to buy ammo. Right. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Do what you have to. But yeah, it's gonna come down to that. What here's the thing that's going on in the United States. For those of you for Aqua, people are having to make a decision. Do I keep the lights on or do I feed my family? That's what's going on here. Do I feed my family or do I keep the lights on? Yeah. So, that's just the way it is now. And I feel for these people. But, if a major SHTF happens and this country collapses or goes into a disaster countrywide, it's not going to be pretty. And I pray that it doesn't happen. But if it does, I'm prepared the best way I know how. And I have a circle of people that are around me and in my group. We're going to all band together and we're going to ride this thing out. Right. Right. My mother Sparks said, it's already starting to implode. That's true. Buy extra car maintenance parts, oil filters, oil, spark plugs, wires, antifreeze, all that stuff, windshield wiper fluid. Buy all of those. Yeah. Naj, I'm working out. Also try to get in shape. Yes. I'm trying to do it. And I'm working out with my son. And he's killing me. My son's an athlete. And he's doing it. Yeah. Aqua says people are getting hit so hard. Yeah. But how are they able to instantly fling billions to send? Thank you. Exactly. That's exactly what we've been talking about, Aqua. Take care of home first before you go across the street to your neighbor's house. We have people in this country that are hurting and starving and homeless and have lost their jobs. And our government is burning money and sending it to other countries. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, I don't get it. You always take care of home first. That's for sure. But, we do what we can. And I've always said the United States, as far as I'm concerned, is the greatest country on the planet. I would not want to live anywhere else, just like you probably wouldn't want to live anywhere else, Aqua, but Ireland. And that's great. And that's okay. But some of the decisions we make in this country, or not we, because they don't let me make decisions that count. The decisions we make it's crazy. It's crazy. And they forego our own people. That's true. You're absolutely right, Virginia bushcrafter. They've been compromised. They've been bought. They definitely have been bought, and that's okay. Other things, tools. Here's one that I was looking at the other day. Hand tools, shovels, picks, rakes. I'm trying to find a sickle push lawnmower. just to be able to do that? Do you have shovels? Do you have picks? Do you have hand tools that you can still hand saws? You know, I got chainsaws out the rear end, log splitters, all that. But if I don't have any gasoline to run them, now I have to uh, do it manually. Do I have the tools? Do I have a log splitter that I can split wood with? Right. Low rider. It might sound bad, but some people need alcohol to cope with things, but it could be used. That's right, to disinfect things. Every cowboy movie I ever watched, somebody gets shot. What's the first thing they do? They take a bottle of whiskey, pour it on the wound, and start drinking some. Yes, you're right, low rider. Yeah, it is sad, but it works. Alcohol is the best disinfectant there is. Plus, it's an amazing bartering tool. So, keep that in mind. Even if you don't drink, prep some of that, store it up so you can barter to get what you need. You may need butter or eggs or meat. You may have to trade somebody a pint of alcohol to get some food to feed the family. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that's amazing, low rider. Yeah, I've been trying to find one for about a year now. I had one about 20 years ago and got rid of it, and I should have kept it. There you go. All right, Matt. Smokes. Yeah. Barter smokes. Tobacco. Tobacco products. Aqua. I'm in Ohio, which is considered the Midwest, closer to the East Coast, but Midwest. I'm in Ohio. And matter of fact, everybody in the chat, let's give some locations. What state is everybody in? So Aqua can see the variations of where everybody is across the country. I'm in Ohio. That's what low rider. Is that what you use to punish the kids with? That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm in Ohio. Where's everybody from? What state? Okay, low riders in South Louisiana. Naj is in Florida. Klingon Princess is in California. We're all over the place. All over the place. Matt's in Ohio. Yeah. So and back to your question that you asked earlier, Aqua, about natural disasters. Each one of these states that you see here, my mother Sparks in South Carolina, represent different natural disasters that they have to deal with, everywhere from hurricanes to tornadoes to forest to wildfires. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's 10:34, and yeah, but we're all in this together, and I have another live coming up that talks about building community and things like that. But yeah, keep prepping, folks. Fill in your holes. Now's the time to start focusing and getting specific. I'm focusing on solar. I'm focusing on security. I will always continue to prep food and water and things like that. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Aqua. And again, Guy, I appreciate you staying up this late at night on the other side of the pond. Aqua's in Northern Ireland for everybody in the chat that didn't know that, and we have a mutual friend over there that has helped me do some things with my channel, and Aqua was actually pretty impressed in what I do, and this is his first live stream, So with us here at Vision Preparedness. Um, so give him a big hello. How you doing? Uh, Lowrider, you're right. And several of us are actually getting our ham radio license as well. And yeah, I agree. Everybody needs to learn how to use. I had a CB back when I was in high school, and now I've moved on to the ham radio and all of that, and I'm studying to get my license. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, my mother Sparks. Yep, we're literally on both coasts and throughout the United States. Yep. It's 3:30 in the morning where Aqua is. I appreciate you hanging out with us, Aqua. That's cool. Massive thanks to you for coming to hang out with us. Thank you very much. You're more than welcome. That's the least I can do is throw out the kudos and thank you. You're more than welcome to drop by anytime. Hey, and by the way, folks, my mother Sparks, do me a favor. Could you put Aqua's link to his page in the chat? You guys got to go check out Aqua. I'm not even going to tell you what his channel's about. You got to go see it. Lowrider. Okay, got you. So anybody that has a CB radio, there's Lowrider's handle. And there it is. But you got to check out, everybody, go support Aqua, hit the like button and subscribe to his channel. His channel is awesome. Absolutely. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. Just go look at it and you'll spend some time on his channel. And I'll leave it at that. He's up at 6, so he's only going to get 3 hours, less than 3 hours of sleep. Go to bed, Aqua. Thank you, my mother Sparks. Yeah, so fill in your gaps, folks. We all know what we need to work on. Yes. As my man Marco says, we're here every Thursday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hey, you don't need to promote. I'm going to promote you because you support me. So I can at least return the favor, Aqua. Plain and simple. In the chat, there's his channel. Go like it, go hit it up, go visit. And I appreciate you, Aqua, especially for everything that you said to Runny and to everybody there about what I do in my channel. And I just appreciate you. And that's sincere and from the bottom of my heart. Aqua is, yeah. And my mother Sparks, she's always told me you're good people. And I know it and I believe it. And I'm going to support you in any way possible. Okay, the time is 10:39. And any questions, any other ideas? Keep prepping, folks. I can't say it enough. Stack it to the rafters. I'm actually thinking about doing some other things in order to make more storage space for my preps as well. Okay. Good job, Lowrider. Good job. And it's always a pleasure. It humbles me when I do lives and people actually show up to listen to me, give some information or share or just spend time with me. That humbles me. And I thank everybody for their support. My mods, I got some amazing mods, some of the best of mods in the world. My man Marco back there sits there with his thermoscope and just stands on the wall and throws in everything. Be ready. I appreciate you. My mother Sparks, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. And you guys know that. With that, I'm going to end this live stream because I've gone I've gone 10 minutes over my hour, which is better than I normally do. So, any last questions or comments, folks? Because I could stay on here all night, which I'm not going to, because I was screaming at some folks this morning. Thank you, Aqua. I appreciate you. We're here every Thursday. Please stop by. Bring some friends with you. We sit down and drink a pint at 3:30 in the morning. I know I was late. Yes, I was. Everybody have an amazing night. This is Vision Preparedness. Keep prepping because your family depends on you and your life depends on it. This is Vision Preparedness. Have a good evening and God bless.